Today we got something that I'm excited to share with you about. It's the BAHCO part number 9897 for you guys not seeing here. And it's got their Ergo grip. More about that here in a second. But it's going to be a 4-piece set with each of these part numbers you'll see down here. So feel free to take note of each of those. And it's kind of neat that they do this because ultimately you save cost-wise in getting this, but you also get a lot of like the basic, or at least the more important tools that you'll need if you're setting up your own set. So let's go ahead, let's jump into this and see more about this BAHCO lineup. Now here on the back, for you guys that are new to BAHCO, BAHCO's going to be a European company, and they still make a lot of their products in Europe. In this case, this product is made in Spain, each one of these plier sets. And it's also worth noting for you guys too that BAHCO is owned by Snap-on. So Snap-on now owns them, has owned them for quite a few years now, and still, they actually find themselves sharing a lot of products, especially if you guys are used to those adjustable wrenches. BAHCO makes those for Snap-on, and a couple other things as well, and they share them back and forth. I'll have more to share on those as we get into these videos. But BAHCO is actually a great company. They make some great tools. Here, hopping inside, I mean, it's just a simple packaging. It's just going to be paper packaging, nothing, no foam or nothing in there. It's just going to be very straightforward. Now let's start with the big and probably the most obvious tool that's in the lineup here, and that is going to be these adjustable pipe wrenches. And they're actually pretty cool in that you could do all the adjustment with just one hand. So if needs be, you could just push the button and slide it. Obviously two hands makes it easier. Let's just try to see if we do that with one hand. I guess you can flip it upside down and open it and then close it the opposite way. So let's go ahead and close it. So yeah, worst case scenario, yeah, you can do it with one hand. Obviously, I'm not as trained up with this. I'm sure if you do this more often, you get much better, much quicker at it. But you can do it with one hand. Now, part number for this item itself is 8224. Again, made in Spain. And BAHCO looks like they just do a laser etching. This is going to be a black phosphate finish. They don't say exactly what steel they use, but you could obviously tell it's a high-quality treated steel. Looks like they use a roll pin inside here for holding. Oh, it's for catching it when you open up the jaw. It's going to be riveted here with some stamped pieces of steel that allow you to actuate the lever. And all it is a jaw set down in there. That's going to match up with these teeth here. So as you press the button, it releases the grip and it just slides freely across this range. Now, max opening is about 2 3/4, but by the time you squeeze it down, the effective range is just under 2 inches for max open jaw usage. So it gives you plenty of space in between to grab onto things. But overall ergonomics, they feel good. You definitely feel like this duckbill at the end. That does sit in your hand. It does help to keep that pressure from being at point. Like even crescents, though, if you try to get the very tip there, that's actually going to fatigue your hand. That's actually a neat. It gives you a little bit of stability. That's actually a neat addition. I don't hate that. Now, softer TPU plastics and then black. Harder is going to be in orange. This is going to be part of their patented Ergo grip that you see here. They use their proprietary kind of setup of how they create the design, and I don't know if it's necessarily the chemical composition of how they make the grips, but they actually are nice. They have a lot of good kind of, it'd be equivalent to like a wrinkle finish or like a sandpaper kind of finish, but without the sandpaper. It's just grippy rubber. So slightly grippier than I'd say normal TPU handles. Now the finish here on the jaw, pretty straight. We'll give it a little wiggle. Yeah, still pretty straight. I mean, you squeeze down, it's pretty well centered. The machine works pretty decent. Could be a little cleaner on this corner here, but opening up, you got some fine teeth. No teeth in this section, no teeth in that section. And then some more fine teeth in the back of the throat there for allowing you to grab onto things. And I do like that they leave it open here in the back, because as you grab onto things, you're not going to be trying to fight for grip at the front and the back at the same time. It's going to make you choose in favor of the front side versus the rear. So that's actually I think a nice addition to it. But spring is good, usage is good. I mean, we'll give it a little grip here too on something. So of course you could always do the ends. Just note that you want to get it lined up just perfect. In this case it's not. You'll want to adjust it till it is. Otherwise, if you get it in the middle here, it's kind of like your Cobras that you guys are used to. This is going to allow it to grip on 3 sides. 1, 2 on the teeth, and then on the flat side here. So that's going to be supreme grip for sure. And then you can also grip all the way back here in the throat if needs be. And I do like that it's got extra little clearance back here for this. So if you have a larger object, you could definitely fit it in there. It's also nice here, the forging process 8224 is permanently stuck on it. So as this wears off, because it will with time, you're still going to have the part number associated to it. So overall, really nice set. I like them. They're definitely different. A little bit more bigger, cumbersome in this aspect here. But as far as the head part, this is nice and low profile. And yeah, it's a good set of water pump pliers. Alright, so next is the combination wrench. And this is one that, again, it's going to have a patented design to it. We could pop it open here so you guys see. BAHCO, made in Spain. There's your part number, the length, 180 millimeters from head to tail. And it tells you the maximum size wire, which is piano wire, that they recommend for clipping in these side cutters. Now design, this is very thin through here, but it's longer piece. Sometimes this is just thin and then chunky widthwise. They're trying to minimize the overall width profile, which I appreciate in this setup. You also see that it's also favored pin forward. You see the material on this side versus that side. The pin is closer to the actual fulcrum, which allows you to get greater force cutting and less fatigue in your hand. So that is a nice feature. Now looking at the teeth, or the jaw, it's just a simple V-shaped bevel to it, so nothing too crazy. You get your coarser teeth inside here, the thinner at the end, and a nice flat blunt. It's actually good forging and finish work on that. That's clean. Again, part number, this is going to be laser etched, BAHCO. And then the last thing that I think is the coolest that BAHCO does, that they have a patented on, is their technology. So as you see here, this is just going to be a regular set of pliers that flops open and closed. But this little guy here is where it gets fancy, in that you could do on and off. Here's the little part number, but as you slide it over, that means you turns on this spring. And that's this little guy right here. As you pop it down, takes it off, so it's just your hands. You control how the pliers work. Then when you want the pliers to work, slide that up. It works as a spring function. So you get to pick how you use them. It's also nice too, as you put them away in your toolbox, you have the ability to press down and remove it so that it actually stores nice and compact, and you don't have to worry about it flopping open and catching on your drawers as you open and close. Ask me how I know. So great technology when it comes to that. I think they did a good job with this plier set, and it feels just good in the hand. It's well balanced. Again, wide ergonomics here. You can see how it kind of goes an hourglass figure. It allows your hands to fit in between if needs be. It also has a little bump here for your thumb to give you some positive feel as you're trying to choke up on it. But I like this fatter end at the back with the curvature. That feels good in your hand. That gives you some good grip on whatever you're trying to grip. 8 gauge right here. Oh, easy peasy. That wasn't bad at all. Yeah, that feels great. And the jaws look great too. Again, phosphate coated. Okay, so that does it for the combination pliers. Now we're going to have the side cutters here. So these are going to be your traditional. These are actually pretty small actually in size. But a lot of the same construction design, keeping it skinny throughout, and then just making the arms thicker in this direction. Because that's sort of the way you're going to be putting the force on it. You're not going to be doing any like side-to-side lateral, although these feel nice and tight. They also claim that the pin's closer on this one. Looks like it's a rivet. I don't know, actually take it back. It's going to be a hex. So you can actually tighten it and loosen it and service it as needed. That's interesting. They did a single grind on this side. And I appreciate that. Not all of them actually grind down the whole face here. They only grind down a portion. And then here's the grind on the back side. And it gets progressively deeper on this back end versus the front. Yeah, that looks good. BAHCO. I like to see the forging. Again, they're going to have... You're going to have the ERGO process here for the handles. There's your part number. There is the capacity of wire you could cut up to 2 millimeters. I like how they put the information on the inside. I feel like a lot of people put it on the outside and it just gets rubbed off or gets worn off. When you put it on the inside here, you could see, hey, it's the 210, 2101G 160 millimeters from in to tell, but that's your part number and there's all your information. It's out of the way. The same with the spring function. This is the same thing. It's a free floating mechanism, and then when you press this, obviously you slide that spring right back up. Works great. Makes it super easy to cut on the fly and keep going. And I like that it's got such a small profile to the head. It's not overly bulky. As you guys know, a lot of the Taiwanese ones, even USA methods, they get super big and bulky on the front side here. This is small in comparison. And here's what I mean by bulky versus small. Like, look at the size difference. These guys are much larger. And look how even closer this is to the cutting edge. And this has empty dead space in there too. So I mean, if you need to try to cut something that large, then go for it. But most of what you guys need to cut, you're going to be cut with this. And it's a lot lighter. And again, even balanced. This feels almost perfectly balanced right here at this position in your hand. Yeah. Not overly heavy on the front side, as this has a lot of material. You have to grab back here. Yeah. Much better layout. I'm actually a fan of this. This feels really good. I'm actually excited to use this some more. And we could go ahead and give it some cuts. Again, not necessarily designed for this, but this is copper, so it's going to be a little bit more forgiving. Yeah, it cuts nice. Put it in the jaw here. Easy peasy. Yeah, it did just fine. Okay, and then last one I have in this setup here is to be like your little needle nose pliers. Nice and thin. They put the part number and information here. And then 160 mil from head to tail again. It's going to have the patented design in there for the spring. Similar TPU, similar hourglass figure there that allow you to get a good grip. This one's a little bit narrower. It's not as pronounced. And then they go ahead and put the pivot back. Not quite so close. Because you're not going to be doing as much heavy cutting with this one. As far as the jaw inside here, you can see this is going to be smooth surface. And then you got some fine teeth on both sides. The cutting edge. Yeah, simple V shape. Nothing crazy there. Yeah, all the same kind of ergonomics that we're seeing in the other ones. And then if you want to get that spring loaded, clicks into place, clicks out of place. Again, for easy stowage. Yeah, that works great. If you're just trying to grab something and bend it. I did want to see if it gets... It tends to want to tweak itself easy. No, it stays pretty sturdy. Sometimes those jaws want to spin out on you. Yeah, that works great. And then again, ready to store it away instead of having it sit like that. Push the button down. She closes up just fine. You can store her away. Guys, I think these are great tools. BAHCO's definitely up on my list and moving up on my list continually. I like what they develop, what they put out there. They are a little bit harder to get a hold of because they are a European manufacturer. They are more well known in Europe, but not so much here in the States. But that is slowly changing. And that being said, where can you find these? Actually, found them on Amazon. I'll put a link down below for you guys to pick them up. Not too bad price-wise, around $130 shipped to your house, and that equates to about $30 a tool that are sitting here. So that's not far off from a lot of, especially name brand ones, name brand tools that you're used to here in the United States. They're north of that price figure, and then they're probably made either in China or a mixture of USA and China or Taiwan, which I do like a lot of Taiwanese tools, but when it comes to these Spanish-made BAHCOs, these actually step it up a notch. I like them even more. So let me know your guys' thoughts. Have you guys tried or even used any of these tools before? What do you think of what I showed you? Are these good tools? Is this good technologies that they employ? Would you guys get a set of these? I'm all ears. All right, guys, as always, thanks for watching, and please leave your comments down below. And if you haven't subscribed already, guys, please subscribe. Like 95% of you guys watch this channel and don't subscribe. So we'll talk to you soon.